Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 19 in season number 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Chicagoland Speedway for the final race in the round of 16 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. At the end of the night, we will be eliminating 4 drivers from championship contention. We'll be down to 12 drivers battling for the championship here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. One of those drivers who is outside of the top 12 in points coming into today's event is Matt Dalio in the number 88, and he starts on the pole position in his Hendrick Motorsports ride. He is the only defending winner of this race in the field, and he might have a little bit of something up his sleeve for tonight's event to make it on to the next round. He won the championship in Season 4. He's the runner-up in Season 5. Probably one of the best drivers this series has ever seen. He wants everybody to know that he is. Anyways, coming into today's event in the points, Elijah Gordon, Isaac Nichols, and Ace Garcia are already locked into the chase. They have absolutely nothing to worry about here tonight. But for Al Legacy on down, they are not locked in quite yet. Al Legacy is 31 points ahead of the cutoff, however, and Caleb Hoffman is 28 points ahead. So those two drivers should be good to go, as long as they get top 30 finishes here tonight. I really don't see it being too much of an issue for those guys making it on to the next round of the chase. Cameron Garlington is 14 points ahead. Trey Bartos 12 points ahead. Ricky Stevenson 11 points ahead, along with Blaine Keys, who's also 11 points ahead. Cody Sills 6 points ahead. Marty Johnson 3 points ahead. And Daniel Bouchard 2 points ahead of the cutoff coming into today's event. Now the guys who are outside of the top 12 coming into this race, Matt Dalio is 2 points behind. Alexander Rowe 7 points behind. Stuart Gratton 9 points behind. And John Arndt is 12 points behind coming into this race. It's going to be a thrilling show here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. We might see a lot of crashes, but we might not. Lately, these races in the chase have been pretty good. They've been pretty green. And we might see that again here tonight, but it's still going to be a fantastic race. They're going to be fighting to the finish for the win and for those final chase spots in the next round. So it's definitely one to watch here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Anyways, let's go ahead and head trackside for the command here in the Sirius XM 400. The last race in the round of 16 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase.
Drivers, start your engines!
And a great command there to fire these guys up. I think we're ready to get this one started here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Like I said, the number 88 of Mr. Matt Dalio, the Season 4 champion, the Season 5 runner-up. He's going to lead the field of the green flag in the number 88. Alongside him, it's Colin Driver, and those two guys had a battle at Rockingham, and if it were not for that Rockingham race, Matt Dalio would not be having that red Chick-fil-A logo on his race car. But he's in the chase. But he's got to get a good run here tonight if he wants to make it on to the next round. 2 points behind the cutoff coming into tonight's event. Matt Tuck, Eric Larvin, Alonzo, Julius Anderson, Richard Kinger, and Isaac Nichols. He's already locked into the next round. Marty Johnson's only 3 points ahead of the cutoff, so Johnson's kind of close here. Got Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater in row number 5. There's Al Legacy in the 34 alongside Trey Bartow. Got Blaine Keys there. There's Caleb Hoffman in the 14. John Arndt and Stuart Gratton alongside each other. Daniel Bouchard in the inside lane there. And I got Ace Garcia, he's already locked in. Illinois native Cody Sill in the 1. He needs a good run here tonight as he's only 6 points ahead of the cutoff in the number 1. He's kind of deep in the field in the number 1 machine. Elijah Gordon in the number 5. He's already locked on to the next round. Alexander Rowe needs a great run. You got Ricky Stevenson and Cameron Garlington, who would definitely love some good runs. They have a good chance of possibly being eliminated here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Anyways, it's one of the craziest places we go to all season long, and the green flag is flying here in the Sirius XM 400. A great run there for the number 88 of Matt Dalio on the outside lane, taking the lead away from Colin Driver. And Dalio, one of the best drivers this series has ever seen, looking to be the second, he's looking to be the first, I should say, driver to win 2 races here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And that's where the second came from. It would be his second win at this racetrack. He won his first ever Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here back in season number 2. And right now, when he needs it most, he might pull away with the victory here tonight. Driver Matt Tuck pulling away here. Richard King, Art Hair, Larvin Alonso. Good run for Isaac Nichols. He's already locked in, but hey, if you get a win, you get 2 more bonus playoff points, and those could very well come in handy for the next round of the chase. There goes Driver trying to get to the inside of Matt Dalio. He's not able to do so, and Dalio remains out front in the number 88. Look back in here. These guys 3 wide deep in the pack. You might want to watch for this. They could go 4 wide, and if they go 4 wide, it is never a good thing. You see Stuart Gratton falling back in the 37. He does not need a bad run here tonight. He's 9 points out of the cutoff. And he finished second here last year, but he's going to need a good run if he's going to make it on to the next round to chase John Arndt as well. He's 12 points behind the cutoff. Kind of midway through the field right now on the 24. But a good run for... Oh, and a hard crash! Cody Sill on the 1. In the catch fence. Reagan Whitlock, Dale Salzman, William Johnston, the number 1 of Cody Sill. Major impact for the Chip Ganassi Racing driver. And Dale Salzman, he's all torn up in the number 96. I believe he might be done for the night as well. And oh, another crash on the cool-down lap. Ricky Stevenson and Stuart Gratton were involved as well. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, this was what I was saying earlier on. This is the Chicagoland Speedway, one of the craziest places we go to. And Ricky Stevenson, he's only 11 points ahead of the cutoff. His night is done. I guarantee that his night is done in that number 38. Elijah Gordon, fortunately for him, he was already on in the next round. I don't see major front-end damage for Stuart Gratton, so Gratton's still alive. But Cody Sill with major damage in the 1, and if he gets knocked out, I don't think he's going to advance on to the next round of the chase. Anyways, first set of pit stops here tonight, beginning. We're going to head to the end of the pit lane. Matt Dalio, the pole sitter, got the jump on the start, and I think he's going to get the jump on this set of pit stops. He's going to be the leader when we restart. So Matt Dalio, the leader in the number 88, followed by Hergel Larvin Alonso, Isaac Nichols, Garrett Senor, and Julius Anderson. Anyways, we had a massive crash, had 2 massive crashes, and Gratton is still on the pit lane there. That is not good at all for the JTG Doherty Racing driver. Let's go ahead and see what happened to Cody Sill to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400. So Anthony Lopez, he's driving behind the number 78 of Reagan Whitlock. He gets into him just a little bit, and Whitlock on the apron tries to go back up the racetrack, but does not do so successfully. Into Dale Salzman, who then gets him to Cody Sill, who flies into the catch fence. And that is not at all what Cody Sill won. He won at Las Vegas, another racetrack very similar to this one, at least in shape. Maybe not necessarily in the style of racing, but still majorly torn up. Dale Salzman, Tristan Allen, Jordan Lopez, and William Johnson involved. Then up ahead, saw what happened to Stuart Gratton in the 37. Ryan Madden, I believe, was caught up in this one, and Donovan Duthit in the 18. I think Duthit tried to split the middle between these 2 drivers, and they just got too close for comfort. The number 18, I believe, might have come down a little bit on the 77. And that is what happened, I do believe. 77 just driving a little bit up the racetrack. And eventually they're going to crash. I mean, we saw the 37 with damage and right there. Madden going around, and the 37 of Stuart Gratton unfortunately being right in the middle of all that. The chase driver who needs a good run here tonight. He came in this race behind the cutoff. This is not at all what Gratton needed here tonight, but he's still going to be able to continue, I do believe, as I do not see too much front end damage to his race car. Number 38, Ricky Stevenson, also did not need this. Ran right into Ryan Madden, and Elijah Gordon was right behind it as well. And you see Madden flip in the 77. And that is not good for Ricky Stevenson. He's not going to be able to finish this race. He's going to have to hope that the rest of those chase drivers have bad runs as well. Because if that's the case, then Stevenson might be able to advance on. But only 11 points ahead of the cutoff coming into tonight's event. If he's going to be done right now, he might be done for the championship. We will replay this in real time following Cody Sill in the number 1. You're going to see that 78 get spun just a little bit. Come back up the racetrack into Jordan Lopez, Dale Salzman, Johnston, Tristan Ellen, and the most important driver, Cody Sill, who's in the chase, only 6 points ahead of the cutoff. That might be the end of his night, and if it is, he's probably not going to advance on. Salzman with major damage as well, and then you see what happens here with Stevenson, Grattan, and Madden. And Stevenson is most likely going to be done for the night in the number 38. Same with Elijah Gordon. Now, Gordon's already locked in on points, fortunately for him. But Stevenson only 11 points ahead of the cutoff. He's going to take a lot if he's going to make it on to the next round. On board, the number 37 of Stuart Grattan for this accident. Unfortunately caught up in this crash as the 77 gets clipped by Donovan Dufit. You see them, it was inside, and around goes the 37. It's a tough one for the JTG Doherty driver. However, he should be able to continue, and he still has a chance of making it on to the next round, even though he's 9 points behind. Anyways, after this commercial break, we'll get right back to the restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at the Chicagoland Speedway. The NRLOA official channel is finally here. Check out new things like the NRLOA Race Center Live podcast. And don't forget to check out races from your favorite NRLOA creators. It's the NRLOA official channel. Check it out now. Back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, the last race in the round of 16 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. Matt Dalio, who came into this race only 2 points behind the cutoff. He's currently leading the field. He's led every single lap so far here in the Sirius XM 400. Stuart Grattan, a lap-down car, will start on his inside. Erja Larvin Alonso, Isaac Nichols, Garrett Senor, Julius Anderson, Jesse Turner, Derek Hamill, Blaine Keys, Caleb Hoffman, the top 10 right now. A lot of those guys are chase drivers. And a lot of them could use some good runs here tonight. Especially the number 88 of Matt Dalio, who came into this race behind the cutoff. Restart here, lap 9 of 54 at the Chicagoland Speedway. You're going to see Stuart Grattan there on the inside. My goodness, 4 wide there for a moment. But I believe they're going to figure it out, fortunately, which is a great thing. We do not want to see another Crash Fest race, because we haven't seen one in a while. Indianapolis was kind of a Crash Fest race, but we do not want to see one here tonight at Chicagoland. There goes Erja Larvin Alonso, trying to become only the second different leader here tonight. I believe he might have the run, but Dalio, a great run on the outside yet again, just like he did at the start of the race. Driver was to his inside at the start, and Dalio got the run on the outside, and Matt Dalio now allowing that number 10 to pull away. Remember what happened in the IndyCar series? Matt Dalio was in championship contention in that Indy 250, and the number 10, or at least Erja Larvin Alonso driving his car, crashed him, and Dalio lost the championship because of that. Dalio will win the race back to the line here, and I'm wondering if Stuart Grattan is the possible result of this caution. Marty Johnson, a chase driver, only 3 points ahead of the cutoff, might have been involved in this one. And you see the smoke down the front stretch there. Stuart Grattan in the 37. Doesn't look like he has too much damage. I'm wondering if he was the cause of this caution. So this is going to definitely play into strategy. We got another quick caution here at Chicagoland, and in the first 2 races of the chase, we did not have a caution until about midway through the race. A little bit different story here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, but remember what I was saying earlier on, this is a crazy place, and these guys tend to crash quite a bit here around this 1.5 mile racetrack. They are going to come down the pit lane for the second time tonight. Matt Dalio leading the field down, with Erja Larvin Alonso, Jesse Turner running third, Isaac Nichols, and Garrett Senor, the top 5. See if Marty Johnson in the 32 comes down. I believe he does. Marty Johnson might have crashed with NRLOA cars in the number 3. You see the damage to the RCR machine there. We're going to follow up front with Matt Delio as he has the first pit stall on the racetrack. We'll see if he gets off the pit lane first. And indeed he will. So Matt Delio will lead the field to the restart. And we're going to go ahead and review the crash right now. So right here, Marty Johnson in the number 32 trying to get to the inside of Stuart Gratton. They went 4 wide there coming to the line. Chris Skinlar, Tristan Allen to the inside of the 32, and Marty Johnson goes around NRLOA cars in the 3, getting some damage from this one as well. And that's not good for Marty Johnson. He was only 3 points ahead of the cutoff from the guy who is the cutoff, Matt Delio. He's leading this race, and he's led every single lap so far. A tough one there for the 32 of Marty Johnson, but he should be able to continue and stay on the lead lap. I'm not entirely sure, though, if he's going to contend with the rest of the field. Replay this one in real time, and Marty Johnson just going around there trying to get around the slow car of Stuart Gratton. It's not the way he wanted that to go at all. And Michael Kelly, the owner of this team, they have not won a race yet this season. They've had a very consistent season, but they are on the verge of possibly getting eliminated here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Anyways, number 88, Matt Delio, won the race back to the line and won the race off the pit lane yet again. Will anybody be able to get around this 88? Just going to have to find out when we restart here in this Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and Matt Delio is leading the field in the number 88. Stuart Gratton will be on the inside lane again, but fortunately he's going to still be the only driver on the inside lane. Jesse Turner is going to be second. Garrett Senor will be third, and how about that top 3? Got 2 champions and a 6-time winner in this series. Julius Anderson, Richard Kinghart, Isaac Nichols, his teammate Ace Garcia. Both Nichols and Garcia already locked into the chase, or into the next round of the chase, I should say. Zachary Fitzwater and Blaine Keys the top 10. There's John Arnn. He's 12 points behind the cutoff coming into this race. Considering the struggles that Cody Sill, Marty Johnson have had, I think John Arnn might have a good chance at possibly getting into the next round. We're just going to have to see. It's going to be an interesting restart. Delio, however, will get the jump on the rest of the field, and it's going to take a true champion to defeat this 88 here today. And let me tell you, a true champion's right behind him in Jesse Turner. He'd love to get another win here in this series after over 4 seasons, but so does this guy. And if you remember Bristol, Garrett Senor was going to win that race, but he came down the pit lane under the final caution, even when we were not going to get back to racing again. But Senor in striking distance to possibly get a victory here today. And Matt Delio, the guy he has to beat if he's going to get that victory. And Matt Delio has been the guy here tonight. Remember, he won here in Season 2. That was his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series win. And 6 wins later, he's looking for number 7 of his career in this series. And if he were to get it, he would be the all-time winningest driver in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Now, there was a little bit of a mistake in the all-time wins list. He only has 16 wins coming into this race. Originally, we thought he had 17. Back in Season 1 of the Turkey Hill Series, we actually had a misprint there and gave one of Eric Hayden's wins in that series to Matt Delio on the wins list. But we figured that out. Hayden now has 1 more win in his win count. Delio has 1 fewer win. But that might go up 1 here tonight if he can pull it off. And he has been the only guy up front in tonight's event. So Matt Delio, definitely the guy to beat here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Jesse Turner runs second. Garrett Senor runs third, trying to take second away from his fellow Ford driver. But he's just not able to do it. The outside lane can get a run through these corners, and you saw it on the first 2 restarts, or the start and the first restart of this race. Matt Delio had somebody to his inside trying to take the lead away from him, but he got that run on the outside exiting turn 4, and that's why Delio has been able to stay out front. You see Jesse Turner here trying to close in on the number 88, and Julius Anderson trying to get around to Garrett Senor for the 3rd position. These 4 have pulled away from the rest of the field. Blaine Keys is 5th. And it's the BK Racing teammates of Isaac Nichols and Ace Garcia, both locked into the chase. But they're both in the top 10 right now. Derek Hamill and Anthony Lopez round out the top 10. Daniel Bouchard, considering all the struggles all these other guys have had, I think Bouchard's in a pretty good position right now. Same with Trey Bartow, and John Arndt's got a chance. Take a look here and see who's knocked out in this race. And Elijah Gordon, he's already locked in, but Ricky Stevenson, only 11 points ahead coming into this race. He might not make it on to the next round of the chase in the 38. Stuart Gratton, he's a lap down now. He's definitely out, unfortunately. Al Lagasse, I mean, I don't really think Lagasse's going to have too much of an issue. He's 29th right now, and he's 31 points ahead of the cutoff, so I don't think it's going to happen to Lagasse. But still, you never know. Marty Johnson up to 23rd in the 32. Trying to locate him. He's actually deep in this pack right now. Also got Cameron Garlington. He's one of those guys we really haven't talked about too much all season long. I mean, he won the Daytona 500, but other than that, he's really not had that good of a season. I believe he came into the chase with only 4 playoff points, and the only guy lower than him was the guy who's leading this race right now, Matt Delio. Actually, hey, the lead changed, and we completely missed it because we're stupid. Jesse Turner now out front here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Matt Delio running second, and Garrett Zenor running in the 3rd position. But Delio trying to close in here on this 43. But anyways, Cameron Garlington has not really had too good of a season, but I think Garlington's going to have a good chance at advancing on. So my guess now, I'm going to try to find Alexander Rowe. He's 18th right now. Rowe is 7 points behind coming into this race. I really just don't know. I think Rowe might be in a position to possibly get knocked out, but you also got John Arndt running 14th, so it could be one of those two guys who get knocked out. Stuart Gratton, we know, is definitely out. And Cody Sill in the 1 is definitely out of the chase. He's not going to advance on with that finish, only unless all those guys who are behind him finish very poor here tonight, which I don't see that happening. Cody Sill's going to get knocked out, unfortunately, as he was knocked out in that first crash earlier tonight. It's a battle between two of the legends. Messed that up. It's a battle between two of the legends here at the Chicagoland Speedway, Jesse Turner and Matt Delio. And both of these household names of this series. Of course, Turner, you might be wondering, if you're new to the series, you might be wondering, how is he a household name? He hasn't won in 4 seasons. Well, he made it into the Final Four the first 2 seasons of this series. And in the championship season that he had, if you remember, he had an issue coming to a late restart, actually a mid-race restart, I should say, and came down the pit lane, topped off on fuel, got it fixed, and there was only one other championship contender left in the field, and he was way up front. But in that race, Jesse Turner rallied from the back to surpass his other championship contender, and Turner got the Season 2 championship. So that's what he's most notably known for in this series. But he's also known for his very long losing streak, which, if I keep on mentioning it, probably he's never going to win again. But it has been over 4 seasons for this number 43, and that came at Dover in Season 2. Mind to tell you, we have not gone to Dover since Season 3 until Saturday, where we'll be going to Dover for the 4th race of the chase. Jesse Turner has won the race back to the line as Trey Bartow has been involved in the crash in the number 4. And that is not good at all for the number 4, Trey Bartow, who's only 12 points ahead of the cutoff. And now he has significant damage to his race car, so this is definitely going to play a major factor into who makes it on. Of course, at the end of the video, we will go over the points and show you which drivers make it on to the next round of the chase. But we know 2 drivers for sure that are not going to make it on. That's Stuart Gratton and Cody Sill, but the other 2 we just don't know quite yet. And it's going to be very interesting to see how it all shakes out once this thing finishes out. But Jesse Turner leads the field down the pit lane, and they were on the racetrack for quite a while during that green flag run. I believe they might have gone 15 laps there, so good to see a 15-lap run here under green here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Jesse Turner is going to take right sides. He might probably go 4 tires on this pit stop, and he will. We're going to follow with Matt Delio since he is at the end of the pit lane. And Delio might be at an advantage here to Turner since he is right there. And I believe he will be at an advantage as he wins the race off. So the number 88 of Matt Delio is going to be back in the lead when we restart. Jesse Turner was second off the pit lane, and Garrett Zenor was third. It's like Season 1 right here. All three of these drivers who are leading this race, they all raced in Season number 1. And the only guy who actually won in Season number 1 of those three guys was Jesse Turner, who won the first ever race on this channel, by the way. That's how long he's been racing here. Whereas Dalio, he was the first ever pole sitter on Napa Fan. Hey, how about this? How about we go back to that first race? We get Dalio, he starts on the pole, Jesse Turner wins this race. That's exactly how it happened in the Season 1 Daytona 500 of this series. Exactly how it happened. But Dalio, he wants the win. Let me tell you that, because he needs that win to make it on to the next round, or at least needs a really good finish here tonight. But he'd love that win, because if he were to win, that'd be 2 more bonus playoff points, and that could definitely come in handy for the next round of this chase. Anyways, Trey Bartow, another chase driver. He was involved in this crash. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400. Entering turn number 3, Daniel McMillan tried to get to the inside of Trey Bartow, and the number 4 gets spun around into the outside wall. It's been a long day. Into the outside wall, and I believe he was the only driver involved, which is a fortunate thing, but that is a tough one for Trey Bartow. He had a great run going for him in this race, but now he's going to fall to the back of the field with a damaged race car. And he was only 12 points ahead. Now, he might not be as bad as Cody Still. Of course, Cody Still's going to finish 39th for this race. Or Ricky Stevenson. Forget about Ricky Stevenson in the 38. He's going to probably get knocked out. I think Stevenson's going to finish in last place for this race. So, forgot about Stevenson. So, the way I'm looking at it right now, it's going to be Stevenson, Sill, Grattan, and one other driver. And I believe that other driver is going to be between Alexander Rowe and John Arndt. But Trey Bartow, this is not good for him if he wants to advance on. Going to be a little bit tougher for the number 4 team. Quickly replay this in real time. Following the number 4 of Trey Bartow into the outside wall off the front bumper of Daniel McMillan. Unfortunate night for the 4, but it will still continue, and hopefully for Trey Bartow, his chase hopes will still continue. He's got a pretty decent chance of making it on, I do believe, considering that Ricky Stevenson and Cody Still are both out of this race, and Grattan is multiple laps down at this point, so he's going to have to see how it all plays out, but it's going to be interesting. We'll go over the points at the end of the race, I will tell you that, so please don't go with what I say before we go over that, because once the points are up, that is official. Once you guys see those points, that is the official thing. And then at that point, we'll know the 12 drivers making it into the round of 12 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season 6 chase. Matt Dalio won the race off the pit lane in the number 88. Let's see what he does on the restart after this commercial break from the Chicagoland Speedway.
Like a seasoned driver behind the wheel, Hers chips take you from caution flag levels of hunger to checkered flag feelings of satisfaction. When it comes to race day snacks, the signature crunch and endless flavors of Hers leaves the competition in a pile of chip dust. Don't settle for anything less than the champions of the chip aisle. Hers, forever good. Available at Menards.
Back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and it's going to be 15 laps to go. No, actually, excuse me, 14 laps to go when we restart, excuse me there. So these guys should be able to make it to the end of the race without having to come in again, which is great news for everybody out there on the racetrack. Matt Dalio is still out front in the 88. There have only been 2 leaders in this race so far, Matt Dalio and Jesse Turner. Nobody else has led a lap here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway except for those 2 drivers. Going to have Richard Kinghorn and Stuart Grattan starting the inside lane again. Garrett Zenor, Ace Garcia, Julius Anderson, Anthony Lopez, Blaine Keys, Isaac Nichols, Derek Hamill, and Daniel Bouchard, the top 9, with Donovan Duthit rounding out the top 10 here for the 3rd restart of the race. And Matt Dalio gets the jump on the inside lane, but Jesse Turner's right behind him here, and this 43 might have a chance of getting back around Matt Dalio for the lead. We did miss the first pass for the lead, and we apologize for that. But there goes the 43 trying to get to the inside. I'm telling you, Turner wants to win. There's any driver in this field that wants... Oh, and a wall! Hard goes Garrett Zenor, Richard Kinghorn, and Ace Garcia. Oh, slow it down, guys. Just slow it down. More carnage back in the pack. Alexander Rowe involved. Cameron Garlington and I believe Stuart Gratton upside down in the 37. Oh, my goodness. And there's your fourth driver right there. Alexander Rowe in the 27 involved. That's going to be it for him if he does not get back out on the racetrack. Gratton is done. That is such a tough break for the number 6 of Garrett Sinor. Richard Kinghart involved. Al Legacy. Eli Bright, Hairgel, Arvin, Alonso. My goodness, Cameron Garlington with a little bit of damage, but I think he should be able to continue. And I am fairly sure at this point, but this is not official. Do not go off of this. I am fairly sure that the 4 drivers that will not continue on to the next round will be Ricky Stevenson, Cody Sill, Alexander Rowe, and Stuart Gratton. I believe those 4 drivers are going to be knocked out from championship contention here tonight. Now, I could be wrong, so please do not take me seriously with that right now. But when we get the points figured out at the end of the race, then we will know officially the 4 drivers who will be eliminated. And we missed the pass for the lead yet again. Turner won the race back to the line in the 43. But we were kind of seeing the makes of that pass, but the crash happened right when it was going on, so wasn't really able to see the full pass happen. But Jesse Turner win the race back to the line. They're not coming down the pit lane, so that gives us a good opportunity to review the big crash that brought out the fourth caution, I should say, here in the Sirius XM 400. And once again, entering turn number 3, we had a spin, the 23 of Ace Garcia getting into Richard Kinghart. And that sends Kinghart up the racetrack, and Sinor was to his outside, and you just see what ensues there. That's a tough break there for Garrett Sinor. He had a great run going for him here tonight, but unfortunately caught up in this accident. They were like 5 wide at one point. Those guys were fortunately not involved, Hoffman, Lewis, and Keys. But right here, Gratton gives into Julius Anderson, who was involved in the crash, comes down into Eli Bright, Al Legacy, who then shoot up the racetrack. Alexander Rowe in the 27 also involved, and Rowe will not be able to continue on with this. Neither will Gratton, who goes upside down in the 37. And just a very unfortunate turn of events for these drivers involved, especially for Alexander Rowe, who had a chance at making it into the next round if he had a good run here tonight. He still had a fresh race car in that 27, but major damage to his RCR machine, and his night will end with this accident. Replay this in real time following Richard Kinghart. Garrett Sinor in the outside wall. Ace Garcia's already locked into the next round, fortunately. But, Alexander Rowe and Stuart Gratton were not, and they're not going to advance on either. That's just the way Chicagoland is for you. Just one of our craziest places here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but it's the nature of this racetrack. But I don't think Turner and Dalio mind. They're able to battle it out pretty cleanly up front. And we might see a pretty classic battle between these 2 veteran drivers here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. So let's get to that restart and see what happens. Hopefully it'll be the last restart of the night. But this is Chicagoland. You never know. Let's see what happens when we come back here to the Sirius XM 400. Back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and I believe we will have nobody starting on the inside lane, which means that we should be able to run this restart very cleanly, which also means that this could probably go to the end without another caution. So that is a very great thing there. Jesse Turner leads the field, and I would like to apologize. Earlier on, I said that we were going to have 14 or so laps to go, 15, 14 laps to go in this race, and that we would be able to make it to the end without another stop. Well, I was incorrect. I was actually counting it wrong. It was about 20 for 25 laps to go at that point. Now, 19 as we cross the line. There still will be another pit stop in this race. It's Turner, Dalio, Nichols, Lopez, and the number 7 of Derek Hamill. And Turner with a fantastic jump there on the start. Dalio getting stuck on the outside lane here. Now, for Dalio, as long as he finishes in the top 10 at this point, I think he's good to go. But if he crashes, then now Stevenson, I think, might be in a good position. I just don't know. It's just going to be very confusing, especially if somebody like Dalio crashes, because Dalio is one of those guys right there. He's 2 points behind the cutoff coming into this race. If he crashes, that messes everything up, because then you got Stevenson and Sill. They're both out of this race. They're going to fall back. Alexander Rose, Stuart Grattan, they're both out as well. I don't see those 4 drivers making it on, and I think those are going to be the 4 guys not making it on. But if Dalio crashes, and I think Dalio's going to be one of those guys that do not make it on, and then it's just madness from there, trying to figure it out. But Jesse Turner in the 43 leads the field. Matt Dalio takes second. And if you remember the 500th race back in April, Jesse Turner was so close to winning that thing. On the final lap of the race, Matt Dalio, who was involved in the crash earlier on, blocked him on the final lap. Turner probably would have won that race if it were not for Matt Dalio. And I think Jesse Turner remembers that. He does not want Matt Dalio to win this race. He doesn't care if he advances on or not. Doesn't really want to do that. But I don't think Jesse Turner wants to allow that 88 to pass him here. If you remember that, about 3 months ago, I was pulling for Turner. I wanted Turner to win. I wanted to see Turner get a win. I mean, he won the first one. I want to see him win the 500th one. But Dalio had other plans, and John Arndt came home with the victory in that one. And speaking of John Arndt, I think he's going to advance on in the next round. He was lowest in the points coming into this race. Right now running in the 8th position. I think that's good enough to advance on, considering the troubles that everybody ahead of him has had. But at the moment, it's a battle between Jesse Turner and Matt Dalio. They have pulled away from the rest of the field. Derek Hamill running in the 3rd position. But I think if this thing stays green, it's going to be between these 2 legend drivers in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series of Jesse Turner and Matt Dalio. They have had, especially Matt Dalio, have had impressive careers. Both of them are Chick-fil-A Cup Series champions. Jesse Turner, a Daytona 500 champion as well. But, I've said it countless times. Turner has not won in over 4 seasons. How would it be? How emotional do you think Jesse Turner would be if he were to get this win here tonight? He's not in the chase. He's not even made the chase since he won the championship in season number 2. He's not even made it since then. He's been in every single season, but it's just been so tough for him. And talk about Tristan Allen. I mean, he's another one of those guys. He's never won before in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But he's got 10 wins elsewhere, so he's just as good as Jesse Turner. But Tristan Allen actually has a shorter losing streak than Turner does, because Turner, he's been in every season that Allen's been in, plus all those wins that he did not get in season 2. So between Jesse Turner and Tristan Allen, they both have very long losing streaks, but Turner has a longer one. And that's why Turner's is a little bit more emotional, I think, because he's been up to the top. He's been up top before, and he's been at the bottom for so long. He'd love to get a win here tonight to break that long losing streak. For Tristan Allen, he's never really been at the top in this series, so just to get a win would just start it off for him. Of course, it'd be emotional for him if he were to win. But for Turner, he's been one of the namesakes of this series, and to see what's happened to him, especially considering the success he has had, I think a win would be extra emotional for the number 43. But I'm not saying that Tristan Allen winning is not going to be emotional. That's going to be a big one, too, when he finally gets his first career win. Both of these drivers would love to break their long losing streaks. But Turner is in position to do so tonight. But there's still another set of pit stops left to go in this race. And I think Matt Dalio knows that. He's not pressuring this 43 too much. Of course, these two guys are veteran drivers. They're not going to race each other too hard because they know what's at stake, especially for Matt Dalio. I think Turner knows that. He does not want to screw up Dalio in the championship. He doesn't want him to win, but he doesn't want to mess up that 88 in the championship. And you see these guys, they seem to be battling very calmly right now. But they still got another set of pit stops, so there's no need to really race for it right now. As long as you're right on the next guy, you should be good to go, and you should be right on him after the cycle of pit stops is done. But we're 9 laps to go in this race now, and there's not going to be much time to get pit stops in. I don't believe anybody's come down yet, and just as I say that, Marty Johnson and Julius Anderson are down the pit lane, so I believe they might be starting to come down here. So expect Turner, expect Dalio, expect Hamill, expect these guys to come down here shortly. Turner stays out front, but Derek Hamill and Daniel Bouchard come down the pit lane. See Caleb Hoffman here in the 14. He's going to stay out here. Great run for the retiring driver. And remember what happened with Selzman last year. It might happen with Hoffman as he's going to advance on to the next round of the chase here tonight. It's Jesse Turner leading Matt Delio. The number 43 trying to win his first race in over 4 seasons. Matt Delio only needs a good run here tonight, but he would love those extra 2 bonus points. Make sure these guys come down the pit lane safely. And we got these guys who are now going to inherit the lead. Remember, Hergelarvin Alonso, I believe he was involved in the crash earlier on. And I think that number 10 is going to take the lead while in this pack. There's Derek Hamill, Daniel Bouchard. They're coming off the pit lane there. Got Matt Delio and Jesse Turner coming down this time. They were the 2 leaders once the cycle began. We're going to follow with them and see which one wins the race off. So Delio, looks like he's going to take 4 tires possibly. Might just be 2. And it will just be 2 on the number 88 of Matt Delio. But the number 43 of Jesse Turner will drive around him. I don't believe Julius Anderson came in the same lap as Turner and Delio did. But I will say this. Jay Jefferson is now out front in the number 31. And I'm wondering here if these guys made a stop earlier on under one of those cautions. And we didn't notice it because they're still out there on the racetrack and Jay Jefferson looking to go 2 in a row here. This could get very interesting. There are only 4 drivers on the lead lap. It's Jefferson, Alonso, Tuck, and William Johnston. Ace Garcia has come down the pit lane, however, and the number 43 is leading of all the guys who have made pit stops. So the big question is, will these guys come in? There goes Jefferson, and there goes Matt Tuck. Alonso and Johnston stay out with 4 laps to go here at Chicagoland. And look at this, Derek Hamill in the number 7. He's made his pit stop. He's trying to get around Jesse Turner. Turner on the outside lane, however, will stay out ahead of the number 7. I'm telling you, Jesse Turner wants to win this thing so bad. He just wants to win it so bad. I can't tell you just how much Turner wants to win this race. But Hamill on the 7 is looking to challenge, and they are now the leaders of this race. But it is still 4 laps to go because they were a lap down from Alonso and Johnston. There you see Jay Jefferson. I believe he's going to get a good run here tonight in that number 31. Turner wants to put this 20 of Julius Anderson a lap down, so he has a buffer between him and Derek Hamill. The number 7, Derek Hamill, a part-time driver, is trying to get around this 43. Turner was not able to get around Anderson, and there goes the 7, trying to get around Jesse Turner for the lead. But Turner on the outside lane, that's been the preferred line tonight, but Hamill will surpass him in the number 7. It is 3 laps to go here in the Sirius XM 400, and Derek Hamill out of nowhere as a part-time driver has taken the lead away from the Season 2 champion. But he's on the outside lane now, and I believe the same thing is going to happen. Jesse Turner is closing in. The inside lane is just the place you just can't be exiting turn 4. But through this corner, you might be able to do it. Turner trying to get to the inside of Derek Hamill. He's got the run to the inside of the part-time driver. 3 wide for the lead as the number 20, a lap down car, is in the way. We're coming to the white flag. Anthony Lopez in the 72. He's to the inside of Derek Hamill as Jesse Turner in the number 43 will take the white flag here at Chicagoland. 1 lap to go for the Season 2 champion. Will the streak finally end? He's got a lapped car in between him and second place Derek Hamill. It's only 1 half lap for the number 43 of Jesse Turner. I have been waiting a year and a half to say this, but coming off of turn number 4, Jesse Turner will win the Sirius XM 400, his first Chick-fil-A Cup Series win in over 4 seasons. How about that for the man, Jesse Turner? He is finally back to victory lane in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And it comes here at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Sirius XM 400. Matt Delio will still advance on with a 4th place finish. So will Daniel Bouchard. Isaac Nichols is going to be on. I think John Arndt's got it as well. Marty Johnson, I think he got a pretty good run tonight. 13th for him after crashing earlier on. I think Blaine Keats is good to go. Caleb Hoffman in his retirement season should be good to go to the next round. Of course, we knew that Ace Garcia was already on. I think Garlington will be okay. Garlington finished 22nd, but a lot of guys who were behind him did finish behind him in this race. But how about Jesse Turner, the winner of the Sirius XM 400 here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. His first win since Season 2 at Dover. That was special right there for the number 43. Grabbing the victory here tonight. James Richardson, the owner of this team. His first win as an owner. That's gotta feel special for the Season 2 champion. Of course, I think for Turner, he probably wished it happened before the chase began. But he's still going to take it. And that number 43, his first win since Dover in Season 2. How about that for Jesse Turner and the number 43 team? Derek Hamill, Anthony Lopez, Matt Dalio, the highest chase driver in the field here tonight. Daniel Bouchard, the top 5, also a chase driver. Donovan Duthit, Adam Lewis, Tristan Allen, Isaac Nichols, and John Arndt, the top 10. Now, this is where things start to get interesting. We know that Cody Sill had a bad night. We know that Ricky Stevenson had a bad night. We know that Stuart Gratton had a bad night. And so did Alexander Rowe. And with the exception of Elijah Gordon, they were the 4 lowest drivers in the chase in this race. So I really do think that it's those 4 guys getting knocked out. But I cannot guarantee anything, because we've done it before where I thought one thing and I was so gung-ho sure that that was what it was. But it wasn't when we actually went and tallied the points up correctly. So it's not official yet, but when you see these points in just a couple of moments, that is the official points. And then we will know the 12 drivers making it on to the round of 12 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season 6 chase. But anyways, huge congratulations to my man Jesse Turner for getting the win here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. His first win in over 4 seasons. Now we need to get Tristan Allen in victory lane. How about that? We did get him a top... You know what? He got a top 10 as well. He got a top 10. You know, he's been really wanting a top 10 lately. He finally got it. He finally got it here at Chicagoland. And Tristan Allen, a great run for him tonight. We need him in victory lane here soon, guys. We need him in victory lane. We just do. But Jesse Turner, the winner here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. But now, it's down to business. Let's see who makes it on to the round of 12 in the Season 6 Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. And I was correct, thankfully. I did not mess anything up there, but unfortunately, the 4 guys you see in red, their chase hopes are done. Or just their championship hopes are done, I should say. Ricky Stevenson, Cody Sill, Alexander Rowe, and Stuart Gratton, all failing to qualify for the round of 12. And all 4 of them failed to finish here tonight as well. So that just shows how much this race plays into the championship. I mean, it basically determines who makes it on. But anyways, the guys who are on to the next round of the chase include the BK Racing drivers who hold the top 2 positions in the points. Now, those playoff points will not reset. So Ace Garcia is going to be back up top for the round of 12 with those 20 playoff points that he has. But anyways, Isaac Nichols, Ace Garcia, they're the top 2. They advance on along with Elijah Gordon, Caleb Hoffman, Al Lagacy, Daniel Bouchard, Matt Delio, Blaine Keys, Cameron Garlington, Marty Johnson, Trey Bartow, and John Arndt. And John Arndt got in by 4 points there, but thankfully for him, Stevenson, Sill, Rowe, and Gratton all had trouble, and he got around all of them after coming into this race the lowest driver in the point standings. But anyways, congratulations to the 12 chase drivers for making it on to the next round. And it's going to be on the Dover, Watkins Glen, and Talladega. It's going to be a crazy next few races here, and then we will determine the next 8. And then from there, we'll determine the final 4 battling for the championship at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Anyways, a huge congratulations once again to Jesse Turner on winning here today at the Chicagoland Speedway. a great race and a great finish, a memorable one at that, and I'm sure that's a special one for him. Also special for the 12 chase drivers who advance on as they will continue to battle for this championship in Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Here are the updated point standings for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and I will see you guys later.
Tonight is the night we dance in the lights. Won't stop till the sun comes out when we collide. Baby, it's just you and me. This is love. Living in a fantasy. Yeah. Don't wake me up again. Oh, don't wake me up again. Oh, don't wake me up again. Oh, no, when we collide. Baby, it's just you and me. You are the piece that I can't replace. A star shot from outer space.